Okay, Professor Murthy, I'm really thankful you gave me time for this interaction today.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thanks for coming all the way to IIT Hyderabad.
Okay, so sir, IIT Hyderabad is the new center of excellence in India and a wonderful IIT. And today I want to take your some time from you and want to know a couple of things about IIT Hyderabad. So let me tell you, Professor Murthy, IIT Hyderabad has of late become one of the first choices among the students who aspire to go for higher education courses and undergraduate courses, and it has come a long way. So for this interaction today, I have prepared some of the points. So if you allow me, I'll go forward with this.
Yes, please.
Okay, Professor Murthy, I was going through your profile. You have served as faculty in two oldest IITs in India, I must say, IIT Kharagpur, IIT Madras, and also you are visiting faculty to a couple of universities abroad. So very briefly, I would like to know about your academic journey.
Yeah, I started my life with a diploma, Polytechnic, and then went to Nagpur, did my BTech, and then came to IISc Bangalore, did my Masters and PhD, and then joined IIT Kharagpur. For about 12 years, I was a faculty at IIT Kharagpur, and then went to IIT Madras for about 15 years. I was there, and then from there, I've been deputed for this particular position at IIT Hyderabad. Last 3 years, I'm here. So that's my journey so far.
Okay, so Professor Murthy, becoming director of new IIT which is coming up, and I must say it is a very challenging task. Whenever I meet professors or directors of old IITs and new IITs, I find the difference. Directors in new IITs are always actually in one way or the other, they are always in the state of motion and doing a lot of things for the IIT and the new challenges they face. So I will ask you, what are the challenges you are facing being director of new IIT?
See, every challenge is an opportunity, first of all.
Right, sir.
You should know this. That way, new IITs give you a lot of opportunities which possibly some of the older IITs do not give you.
Yes.
So, if you look at from that perspective, we have a lot of chance to play to make things much better.
Right, sir.
Because the lethargy in the system is not very high, because the number of faculty are not too many when compared to older IITs, and also most of the faculty are very young. Just to tell you, IIT Hyderabad, we have right now about 300 faculty. Almost 120 faculty we added in the last 3 years. And these faculty, if you look at the average age, is around 36, 37. Okay, which is, you don't see it in older IITs. And that gives you a lot of energy and enthusiasm in the faculty to try new things. I always tell to my faculty, if somebody says he has never failed in life, I said, you have never learned anything in life. Okay, it's sometimes important to fail if needed. Okay, but at the same time, what is important is to try new things, try innovative things. So what is unique of IIT Hyderabad is this doing innovatively. Okay, to the extent that even we say our philosophy itself is inventing and innovating in technology for humanity. IITH stands for that. So that is something that you would see in everything that we have been doing.
Professor Murthy, you have already answered one of my questions which I wanted to ask you. Still, for the benefit of students, I am going to ask you again. Whenever students are in the decision mode, whether we should become part of old IITs or new IITs, so they always get confused. In old IITs, we get professors like you who are very, very senior, expert in their own field, pioneers in their own field. But new IITs, we get new professors, they are energetic, but they are relatively new. So as a student, why should I join a new IIT like IIT Hyderabad?
So if you look at, I will only talk about IIT Hyderabad, not about any other newer IIT, because I know about IIT Hyderabad for the last 3 years. So if you look at IIT Hyderabad, there is so much of flexibility for the student. For example, I always say education should be student centric. Okay, so we are trying our best to make our education student centric. For example, one small thing I can say, we have something called fractal academics, which we are the first in the country to have tried this, where we say typically in older IITs you have a course stretching for the whole semester. We don't have courses like that. We have whole semester actually divided into 6 segments. We can even have a 0.5 credit course. In fact, Abdul Kalam sir taught a 0.5 credit course at IIT Hyderabad. So the advantage of that is you can have a number of 0.5 1 credit courses. The student can try a number of things and then find out which one he is liking more and go deep into that. This is called a T type of learning. Okay, you try a number of things, take up a number of 1 credit courses and then identify your interest and go ahead. For example, we have even a BTech program called Engineering Sciences.
Okay.
BTech in Engineering Sciences.
Okay.
Again, no other IIT possibly has this.
Okay.
Where we say first 2 years, let the student try whatever they want to try.
Okay.
They pick up a few mechanical courses, few electrical courses and things like that. At the end of 2 years, we ask them, are you interested to continue like this, or you want to specialize in something? If the student says, I want to specialize in something, we ask them to take either mechanical, remaining 2 years, they specialize in one of the branches.
Okay.
So we give them a certificate, BTech in Engineering Sciences with specialization in mechanical engineering.
Okay.
Or the student can choose to continue the same way for all the 4 years.
Okay, wonderful.
And then pick up whatever they want. Because we feel that you cannot decide the future of a student. Let the student decide what is his or her future.
Wonderful, sir.
That is how IIT Hyderabad is. And a number of new programs which you have not heard of. For example, we have a BTech in Biomedical Engineering. We have a BTech in Bioinformatics. We even have a BTech in, very recently started, a BTech in IC Design and Technology.
Okay.
Government of India is trying to put about 75,000 crores in fab facilities, and you need people. So we decided, let's start a new program. BTech, you have BTech in EE, BTech in ECE, BTech in EEE, but you don't have BTech where students are taught IC design and the technology of ICs. So that is how we have even started completely a new interdisciplinary BTech program recently. We call it as BTech in Computational Engineering. Okay. This is not computer science. This is not Java, C++. So where we teach them a very solid what is called numerical methods, and teach them solid mechanics, fluid mechanics, multi-scale modeling, materials modeling, so that you create computational engineers meant for manufacturing industry rather than a software industry.
Wonderful.
So we started looking at, on one side we say the education should be student centric, on the other side we say engineering education should be industry centric. Okay. So how do we create engineers who are useful for future industry? For example, we started a new BTech program called BTech in Industrial Chemistry. We found that chemical engineers, while they are very good engineers, their chemistry knowledge is not very strong. There are industries which need engineers with chemistry knowledge. They don't want MSc chemistry people. They want engineers. So we started looking at. So last 2-3 years, during COVID, we sat down. We started looking at what does really industry want. How do we create new programs? This is how we are going. And that's one of the reasons why students are getting attracted. In fact, there are quite a number of programs that we have where students with less than 1,000 ranks are joining. We are the first to start a BTech in AI. In fact, 2019 when we started, we were told you are only number 3rd in the whole world. Other than MIT and Carnegie Mellon, there is no other institute which had a UG in AI. We have about 30 faculty in AI. So that is something beauty, that the students are able to feel this, that I have a lot of freedom. In fact, we have even a freedom for a student not only to do minors, a student to do what is called a double major. I can be a BTech in mechanical and a double major in electrical. Again, this is offered by IIT Hyderabad. So there is so much flexibility.
So Professor, you just mentioned about major and double major concept. So may I ask you, sir, like, is this also the solution to the problem we are facing? Like core branches where students are losing interest nowadays and they are not joining the core branches. So can you throw some light on that also?
So the point is, yes, so core branches, people not joining is to a large extent because manufacturing industry doesn't come up with very high salaries. You know that. And most of the students want good salaries, obviously. And those salaries are mostly in consultancy, in software, in banking and things like that. So what we have been trying to do is, how do we strengthen our core branches? We started what is called semester-long internship. Again, this does not exist in most of the other IITs. So, and we give 6 credits for it. This is the first time you have credited internship. Most of the engineering colleges have summer internship, and it is not credited. So from January to June, July, the student can go to any company and work there. So that way, we are trying to connect our students to an industry. We have something called a mandatory course called industry lectures, where industry people come and talk about what is exciting in their company. And we ask that industry, do you have any problems that our students particularly MTech students can solve in 1 year.
Okay.
So we get the problems from them and give it to our students. 40% of our MTech students are right now doing industry defined problems.
Wonderful, sir.
This way, when you connect with an industry,
yes.
and obviously job opportunities will be very good.
That is required, sir.
Correct.
And Professor Murty, when we talk about creating a new innovative system in the education system, IIT Hyderabad is in the forefront. We know that. So you created something which is called, where students are very much interested in those courses. They are self-sponsored programs.
Okay.
So, Professor, where other IITs cannot charge very high, but IIT Hyderabad can charge very high from the students, and students are happily paying for that. I want to know from you, what is the significance, relevance of self-sponsored programs, sir, and how come students are paying so high to IIT Hyderabad?
It's not so high. It is typically 20,000 per credit or something like that.
Okay.
See, for example, if you want a good managerial job, you go to IIM.
Right.
You
and
pay
spend a lot of money, yes.
You spend a lot of money, right?
That's true.
So it's I would say a PG education should be driven by the students' aspirations to get a good job.
Very true.
Okay, if you think that a particular master's program will give you a good job,
yes,
you will go for that.
Go
for example, we have created a number of new programs, master's programs. We have an MTech in e-waste management. We have an MTech in energy. We have an MTech in sensors.
Entrepreneurship also.
Entrepreneurship. MTech in entrepreneurship.
Right.
So all these are creating opportunities for people to really get better jobs. And this is something that is one of the reasons why. So we saw that when you typically we all take students through GATE. Okay, we find that there are students who have not got very high GATE score, but still they are very good. So we pick up some students from them and take them as self-sponsored. But we ensure that our number of self-sponsored students are not more than our regular students. So we maintain almost either equal or less than that. So it's not that we want to take too many self-sponsored, but create an opportunity for people who are reasonably good to get an opportunity to study.
Professor Murty, I was also going through one of the current news related to IIT Hyderabad, and that was related to internship, some sure summer internship for undergraduate students and all. So I believe, Professor, that institutes like IIT Hyderabad have social responsibility towards other colleges also, where students may not enjoy that good infrastructure.
That's the reason why this particular program, we give 15,000 to students.
Okay, so what is this program all about?
So this program is basically providing summer internships to students. Of course, other IITs also do it, but IIT Hyderabad was not able to do so far basically because our accommodation was limited. Now that we have a large accommodation available, so we started from this year, we'll start. We have about 300 faculty, so we want to take about 150 summer interns who are typically very good students from various other second tier, third tier colleges. Bring them, provide them opportunities to look at our research facilities, work with those research facilities so that their research aptitude grows. Many a times I have seen in my life that those are the interns who come back to me as PhD students.
Yes, that's true.
So if you want to really motivate them to do research and become researchers, India needs such kind of people, and the best way is to bring them as summer interns.
That's true. Professor, when we talk about IITs, so historically when we see long back, BTech used to be the main product of IITs, then MTech, and then PhD. So how can we do away with this kind of thinking, Professor?
We are trying to do. For example, if you look at IIT Hyderabad right now, 4,200 students. Out of them, 1,200 are PhD, 1,300 are PG, only 1,700 are BTechs. So 60% of our students are PG plus PhD.
Collectively,
and we want to maintain that. We want to maintain this one third. We don't want to be known as a BTech institution. And we focus a lot on research. We focus a lot on innovation. For example, we give to our students what are called build projects. Every year, twice we call for proposals from our students. Where even a first year BTech student can apply for a proposal, and we give 1 lakh rupee for the student to work on that project. Not only that, we tell them, are you interested to take a break, a semester break, and work on your innovative idea? If so, I give you 6 credits.
Wonderful.
So the student can, even a first semester BTech student can take a semester break at IIT Hyderabad. This is the kind of flexibility that students want. And I have seen, for example, recently I met a third year BTech student who said, sir, yesterday only I paid salary to 5 of my employees. A third year BTech student paying salary. Okay, that is what we want to create. We do not want students to search for jobs.
Yes, they create
students
jobs.
who create jobs.
Yes.
For example, we have wrapped 4 years. We have created, almost supported around 125 startups, which have created more than 1,000 jobs and created more than 800 crores of revenue. That is the direction in which I feel IIT should move. That you create people who do not search for jobs but create jobs. Okay, and I am sure that if you have this kind of an environment, what is important is create an ecosystem.
Yes,
an innovative ecosystem.
Right,
we have now a building, 1.5 lakh square foot area.
Okay.
We call it as TIP, Technology Innovation Park,
yes.
where we give space to all our startups.
Yes.
Okay, we give them money, we give them space, we give them mentorship.
Right.
So that they come up with a prototype.
Right.
Okay. For example, our MTech in entrepreneurship is a program like that.
Yes.
Where at the end of 2 years, the student has a prototype and a business model.
Right.
We have another MTech program called Medical Device Innovation, where the student spends 4 months in a hospital, comes out, identifies a problem of a patient. At the end of 2 years, the student has a prototype in hand to solve the problem of the patients.
Wonderful.
So this is all. So we want to create students who are more innovative.
Wonderful.
And support them.
Okay. Professor, my next question is a little philosophical, and I don't know whether I should ask that from head of our relatively new institute, but since you represent the oldest IIT, IIT Kharagpur also. Professor, India has a wonderful brain and people are very capable. But when it comes to the top university ranking, global ranking, IITs, which otherwise are one of the best institutes globally, we don't find number ranks in top 100 or 200. So what is the reason for that, Professor, and can it be changed in future?
It can be changed. I mean, see, I am a fellow who is very positive.
Yes.
So the only reason I would say is, if you really want to be on top of the world, you need a lot of funding.
Yes.
Okay, funding has to come.
Yes.
So to a large extent, even if you look at older IIT institutions in abroad, they have been receiving a large amount of funding. Okay, a large amount of GDP the country spend on research and education. It is important to spend, and more importantly, industry should come forward to be able to collaborate. In US, you see this happening a lot. Okay, and I think there is a change that is happening. Now we see more and more industries coming and taking space on our IIT campus. For example, we have something called Research Park. In addition to Innovation Park, we have a Research Park which is open for industries to take space, collaborate with us. So I think that is going to happen in the next 10 years. And you would see definitely best ranking institutions will come out of IIT.
So we wish for that, Professor.
Thank you.
Really we have come to almost an end of this entire wonderful session, Professor. All my questions, you have very straightforward answers you have provided to all these questions. My last question to you, in fact, that is not a question. Anything you want to tell to students why they should be part of IIT Hyderabad?
Yeah, I will tell them, I mean, let them be in any IIT. Okay, what is important for students is to know what they want to be. Okay, do not be driven by people around you. You ask yourself, I want to be this. For example, every newly joined first year BTech student, I ask this question: what do you want to be 20 years down the line? Do you know? Okay, if you have a clarity on that, then the whole path is very clear. It's important to have self-confidence. It's important to have a clarity on what you want to be. Then automatically a leader out of you comes out. Okay, and I am sure that people who are joining IIT Hyderabad, we are trying to create leaders out of them.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, sir. Thanks a lot. Namaskar.